Hello, today I'm going to do a hopefully not too lengthy try new makeup, get ready with me kind of video. I have my Lisa Eldridge fan because it is so hot here. I was going to film with my balcony door closed, but I just can't. I'm currently like sweating, but this is going to be my only time this week to get this done, so I'm going to just have to go for it. I am going to clip back my hair because I truly don't know how people can do makeup with their hair in their face. I can't. And please excuse me if I keep looking over here because I don't have a monitor, so I have to just make sure I'm in frame and in focus using the viewfinder, so it's just a bit annoying. But anyway, look, I have a bunch of new products that I have both bought and been sent recently, and I thought I would just try them on, tell you what I think. I think all of them I've tried at least once. Most of them I've tried multiple times. I think there's only one product that I haven't tried because I just actually found it today. I got a PR package from NARS during the week and they sent me some more base products and some of their kind of best-selling products, and I actually didn't realise that there was a lipstick underneath the packaging that was kind of like caught up in everything, so I just found that today, so that's a great like bonus product. So I'm going to try some of the NARS products. I had a Style Van order arrive a couple of weeks ago and I've been testing out those products, so I'm going to try some of those today as well. Oh, I have a package that I got from Refer. They sent me the most generous package ever, and I have a bunch of their brushes that I'm going to be using. They're just like, I've wanted to try Refer for years. I'm just blown away by the quality. They're just unbelievable, and I can totally understand why people like rave about their products and love them so much. So I've been using those over the past week and a half to 2 weeks and they're just incredible. So I'm going to use some of the ones that I haven't tried yet today. None of the products are brand new, but they're new to me, and they're hopefully some products that you maybe haven't heard as much about, and it might be a bit interesting. Everything is probably going to be backwards because I am using my front facing camera because it's just the easiest way for me to do this because I don't have a monitor. So everything is going to be kind of in reverse. When I edit it, I try and switch it around and just like reduces the quality. So for now, this is just going to have to do. It'll be okay. You'll get the idea. So this is the NARS Light Reflecting Foundation in the shade Mont Blanc L2. So it says to shake well. I mentioned on Instagram that they actually sent me a package a few weeks ago, and in that was the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I had never tried a NARS foundation before, so this is all new to me. I had tried the Radiant Creamy Concealer, but I hadn't tried any of their foundations, so these are all new to me. And when I mentioned that they sent me the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, a few people said that I would probably like this one better. The Light Reflecting Foundation, definitely it's more my kind of foundation. It's more lightweight, it's more of a kind of a medium coverage. I'm going to use the Refer number 18 brush. None of these have like a specific kind of purpose, they're just all like multi-use brushes. So I'm going to just test them out by trying them in different ways. I'm going to put a very light layer of this on because it's so hot. I just don't want loads of foundation on, but I want to kind of do almost just a layer across my face just to see how it looks. I'm just going to dot it across my face. Hopefully you can see the shade match. So this is I think it's the third lightest shade, Mont Blanc, and there is one lighter than this called Oslo, which has more pink undertones. Mont Blanc has more neutral undertones, but I do find that with some brands, their neutral undertones tend to skew kind of peachy, yellowy. And so even though I am neutral, sometimes I do have to go with a cool undertone because it just works better than their neutral undertone, which just tends to not work for my skin tone. So this is going to be a really light layer. I have a couple of like red marks on my nose. I'm just going to put it kind of mainly in the center of my face and then blend it outwards. But I have been really enjoying this. It's definitely more my speed compared to the Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation, which is lovely, but it's just more I would equate that more with Lancome Teint Idole and the YSL All Hours. Yeah, just a bit more coverage than I would usually wear day to day. This is more my speed. I just love the finish of it. It is quite glowy. I do have combination skin, just in case this is your first video of mine that you're seeing. I have combination skin, so I do get quite oily in my T-zone throughout the day. I do like to set that area with powder. I haven't put on a primer today. I just have on my SPF, which is the Skin 1004. It's quite a hydrating SPF, but it's quite lightweight, so that's why I like it. Under makeup at this time of year. This is probably not the ideal brush to do this with, although it does give you a nice light effect. It's really light, but it's nice. It's very natural, very radiant. I really like that foundation so far. Obviously I have to keep trying it out, but so far so good. I'm gonna now do some color correction under my eyes, because under my eyes are it's showing up a bit brighter on the camera than it is in real life. I have quite purple under eyes. It's just genetic. There's nothing I can really do about it except for use color corrector. So I use this. This is sent to me by Stylevana, and it's a brand called The Same. And it is like a trio of 2 correctors and a concealer. So the correctors are like a peach green, and the concealer then. This is something that I did not think that I would like, but it actually really surprised me because the colors are quite desaturated compared to what you normally get. I have a NYX color corrector, so you can see the difference between the greens, and I find this is so good for just color correcting any kind of like redness. Like here, I'll actually put some here just to show you how it works. Because I'm so pale, when I get any kind of a spot or like marks kind of after a spot, they tend, oh, I kind of put too much on there, and I just pat this on with my fingers. But because I have such pale skin, when I get a spot, the redness really stands out on my skin. So I do like to use a color corrector before applying a full coverage concealer, because it just kind of blanks out the really kind of raw redness. This is the My Kiko Pro 1.11. It's my tiny liner, and I'm going to just use a very minuscule amount of this concealer, or the color corrector. Okay, so I normally just kind of put some on the back of my hand, and then, so I'm not applying too much, like a really small amount, and then pat it on. But it just kind of takes down the redness. You can see already that that's made such an improvement. Like I almost don't need to put any concealer on that now, because it just neutralizes that redness. I don't think that everybody needs color correctors, but if you do have some kind of pigmentation that bothers you, it's a good way to not put too much concealer on it, I find anyway. Because I just think if I didn't have that green color corrector, I'd go in with like a full coverage concealer, and I'd probably have to put on a few layers. Whereas now, like, you can barely notice that. There's nowhere else really that's bothering me at the moment, so I'm just going to leave it at that for the color corrector and pinpoint concealing. And then I'm going to apply my under eye concealer after I've done my eyeshadow, because that's just my preference. I'm going to do a small amount of contouring with my Fenty matchsticks in the shade Amber, and I'm just going to do like a little dot just there and blend it upwards. I'm not going to bother with bronzer or anything today. I'm just really in the mood. The less the better on a day like today when it's so hot. So I'm just kind of bringing back like a little touch of dimension to my face, because anytime I apply face product, it kind of blanks out my face. So I find I need to put a little bit of like the shadows back in. I'm just going to take some on the brush, so it's a little bit lighter of a application. This is the way I usually apply like a contouring product. It's like I'll kind of tilt my head, see where the shadow is, and like just apply it where that shadow is, and it blend it up and just slightly intensify the natural shadow that I have, the very slight natural shadow, but I'm just intensifying that. So it's just a little bit of sculpting. Sometimes I don't bother with this and I'll just put blush on, because that's another way to sculpt your face and add dimension. And same with highlighter, you don't necessarily need to apply like a grey or like a bronzy shade. It just completely depends on your preference. I'm just going to do my brows very, very quickly. I'm not going to do too much to them. Again, I just want to keep this makeup quite simple. I'm going to go a bit sparkly on the eyes, so I'm just going to try and keep everything else a little bit more minimal. And just slightly, you can kind of see where my brows need to be filled in. Not that they need to be filled in, but where there's like more of a gap. I always use a mirror up close because I just find that works best for me. I can't really do my makeup looking like far away in a mirror. I just have never been able to. So I think that's fine. This eyebrow is the more annoying one. It's like kind of like a dent here. So I'm just very, very lightly gonna fill that little gap. And I'm not gonna do too much because I, again, want to keep the face quite light. I'm just bringing a little bit of structure back into my eyebrows. Oh, that was the NYX Lift and Snatch pencil or pen. This is great. It's so affordable and it works really well. Works better than the Glossier Boy Brow, which is what I was using. Not Boy Brow, Brow Flick, which is what I was using. So I'm going to use the Kosas Air Brow in the shade medium brown. I really enjoy this. I still love my soap brows, but this is great for like a quick, really quick brow. It holds my brows and tints them a little bit, so I don't necessarily need to apply like a pencil if I don't have the time. Because this does tint them and give them a little bit of volume. There are kind of like fibres in it. I like to kind of brush against the hairs and then brush them back. So it just gives them a little bit more volume. Not that my brows need it, but I just find it kind of coats them better and helps grip to your eyebrows a little bit better when you do that. That's the structure of my face done. I do it this way because I like to just kind of get the initial like foundation and groundwork of my face, covering what I feel like needs to be covered, putting a little bit of sculpting there, and then defining my eyebrows because that kind of gives the structure of my face. And then I will go in with like the colors, you know, eyeshadow, lipstick, blush, all of that kind of stuff, because I have the base of my face is done. So obviously you can do your makeup in whatever order you want to. That's just, you know, sometimes I like to see what order people do their makeup in because it's kind of interesting. So that's why I do that. I just like to have the structure there so that I can kind of like build on top of that, because sometimes I'll get to this stage and I'll just be like, you know what, I just want to put on mascara and lipstick and leave it at that. And then sometimes I'm like, no, I want to do my eyes. So I'm going to start my eyes with the Hindash Colour Fluid in the shade Carve. I saw this week that Hindash is coming out with some new products and restocking all of these because a lot of them have been out of stock for a while, and I am like kind of at the end of some of these colour fluids. I use them all the time. Like, they're one of my most used products. They're so good for just giving your eyes just like a light wash that is not going to go anywhere. They're also so versatile. Like, I use the pink one Heartist all the time as blush, and I might like mix some of this in or some liquid, like a liquid highlighter in. So you can see that's just such an easy wash of colour. I'm really excited to see what he's going to bring out now, because I think it's been like over a year since he last released a product, since the Monochromance palette and the lipsticks. So I'm really excited to see what he's going to come out with. I'm going to do like a tiny amount of this under my eye and just blend it very quickly, just to give a little bit of slight definition, because otherwise my eyes can look very stark. I am so excited to see what he is coming out with, because I feel like his style of doing makeup is so like enhancing, and everything is really like purposefully done, and his models always just look so just like beautiful. I just love watching his application videos. They're so mesmerizing to watch because of how he does things, and I just love his products so much. Those Colour Fluid, if you have like oily eyelids or if you like products that are like multi-use, they're so good. I'd love to see him do like more shades of those because I just think they're amazing. Okay, I'm just going to apply some of the Urban Decay. This is single eyeshadow in the shade Virgin, and it's just a shade that's kind of like similar to my skin tone, so I'm just using that to kind of, I suppose, take away any discoloration of my eyelids and just make everything a little bit more seamless when I apply eyeshadow on top. I'm just going to do it from the middle of my eyelid upwards so that I don't cover what I've just done with the Colour Fluid. The next thing I'm going to use is the Anam Cosmetics biodegradable glitter, and this is in the shade Taupe. So this is an Irish brand. Anam is the Irish word for soul, and they're all about doing kind of like sustainable beauty. I was sent these last year, I think the end of last year, but they are gorgeous. Like, look at that. If you like glitter, these are just so beautiful. They have 3 shades. This is Taupe. They have teal and gold. I am just going to pat this on, concentrating it in the center of my eye, and then I'm just going to pat kind of either side and up a little bit, because it is actual glitter, like rather than like a shimmer, it's actual glitter, so it can drop. So I'm going to try and avoid that by patting it on quite gently. You could use a flat brush as well and like spray it with the setting spray so it kind of adheres more, or use like a glitter glue, but I don't find that you need to go to that trouble, so I'm just going to be very careful about how I apply this. So I'm going to just pat it in the center like that, and it just has such a nice payoff, and I just think it looks great over that Hindash eyeshadow because it just gives a little bit of a shadow. These glitters do have a base to them, kind of a sheer base, so you can wear them on their own depending on like what you want. I love that these are biodegradable because I think it's Europe has like banned like plastic glitter products as far as I know. As I said, I'm just going to pat that on and then very, very gently blend it out. Very like slightly. For the most part, the glitter does stick to your eyes, so it's not going to move too much, but I just want to disperse it a little bit more. So that is what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to add something to the inner corner and bring it up a little bit. So I'm going to do the shade Cosmic Cowgirl. I'll do this Spectrum. This is a number 11 Spectrum brush. It's kind of like a flat, fluffy brush. And I'm going to just take a little bit of that, just pop it on just in here, just to kind of give like a little bit more dimension. You could wear the glitter on its own obviously, but I just like the way that kind of highlights that inner eyelid there. Just gonna blend that a tiny little bit. So I'm gonna do some eyeliner now. I'm gonna do brown pencil liner. This is the Hildon, which again is an Irish brand. My friend Celine sent me this. It's their Silk to Set Kajal liner, and this is the shade Chocolate. They have loads of gorgeous colors. They have like navy, green. They have a new one that is like a collaboration with Hannah Martin, the makeup artist, and it's called something pecan, and it's like this kind of like berry shade, but it's beautiful. And I'm using the Refer 23. This is such a great brush for blending out liner. With my eyes open, I'm going to look into the mirror and just slightly blend that liner, and this liner just blends. It's so smooth. If you are looking for like a really creamy eyeliner that sets, this brand is great. I'm not great with Irish brands, like I haven't tried a lot of them, but this is just particular, like that just blended so quickly and so easily. This is just such a good brush for doing this. But if you like look ahead into the mirror, you can see where you want your liner to go. I just wanted kind of a very slight wing. So Refer also sent me their eyelash curler, which is great because I was using the Surratt one, which I bought a few years ago, and it's just kind of seen better days. The mechanism in it is a little bit kind of loose, so I know that you should replace your eyelash curlers every, I don't know how long, but it just is, it's so well loved. I use it every day, so it doesn't owe me anything. But this like arrived at the perfect time, and I love that they give you 4 of the replacement pads in the box, which no other brand that I've tried has done. The Surratt is my favourite. This is giving it a run for its money because it actually fits my eye perfectly. They have 2 sizes in this. This is 18 or, and then they have 20 or as well. I tried the Kevin O'Quan, the Aiko, the Shuamura, and the Surratt was just the best for my eye shape. Next is a K-Beauty product. This is the Hair Would Make Long Up Mascara Super Waterproof. This one. My friend got me this in Japan. It has like a fiber brush and it is so long wearing. So if you don't like taking off waterproof makeup or mascara, you will not like this. But it is really like bulletproof. If you're going to a wedding or I don't know, whatever, it just is so long wearing. And I mean, look at that. It's so, this is a great mascara. It really is. And it's so inexpensive. You can get it on websites like Yes Style and Stylevana. Yeah, so my friend was going to Japan. She's been to Japan like a few times now. And I think it was 5 years ago she went for the first time, and she brought back a bunch of Asian beauty products and Korean and Japanese beauty products, and that's kind of what got me into all that stuff. In the past year, I have really just started to get more and more into it. I'm just going to do a little bit on my lower lashes, not too much. So that is that eye done. You can see the difference, like it's so opening. I'm going to do the other eye and then come back. Okay, I got some mascara on my eyelid, but I will, actually I got it in 2 places on my eyelid. Anyway, I'll let it dry and then I'll scrape it off. I'm going to try and get the glitter off with a eyeshadow brush. I just have some bits of glitter under my eyes. I'll just start what I'm doing next and then finish what I was saying there. But this is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. They sent me this in the shade Chantilly, and they also sent the shade Vanilla, which is the one that I bought. I bought the travel size version a year ago, maybe or so, maybe a bit more. I wasn't mad about it. I found it quite dry considering the name is Radiant Creamy Concealer. It's definitely more of a face concealer for me than under eye. I actually ended up giving it to my sister because I just wasn't really using it. But I have found that applying it with a beauty blender or like a makeup sponge works so much better because it kind of adds a little bit of hydration. And I also kind of prep my under eyes differently now, so maybe not the best for under eyes, maybe more of a face concealer, but I've managed to make it work. So I'm just going to apply some of this to the back of my hand and then use a sponge. I'm going to have the sponge is already wet, and I'm going to just spray some of the Urban Decay All Nighter Extra Glow setting spray on that. And it's just a good way of making your concealer last without, like, if you don't like the look of powder, it's a good way to make your concealer last. Like, this is something that I've just been doing for years and it just works really well. I don't always have a beauty sponge, but when I do, that's how I use it because it just is great. Like, if you find that your under eyes look dry, you could try this. This is damp already, but then I sprayed the setting spray on it, just like a really light spritz, and it just makes it last I do still have some glitter under my eyes, but it doesn't really bother me too much. I thought this shade was going to be too light on me, and to be honest, it probably would be too light for my actual face if I was to spot conceal with it, but it works really well under my eyes. It's quite brightening. Okay, so that's concealer done, and I might actually not set this. I'll see how I'll have a little think about it. The mascara should be dry on my eyelid, so I'm going to try and take it off with a spoolie. Sometimes this doesn't work. If it's waterproof, I might have to, oh god, this is the reality of doing makeup. This is the kind of stuff that I have to edit out of reels because it doesn't really like flow very well. I mean, I still have some of that mascara there, but honestly, I'm just gonna leave it because I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, usually that works, but that's such a waterproof mascara that it's just not budging. So that's one of the downsides to a mascara like that. I'm gonna just line my lower waterline with the Victoria Beckham Instant Brightening Waterline Pencil. Just very, very, very lightly. I don't want it to be too noticeable, but it just kind of, again, brightens up your eyes a little bit, makes you look a bit more awake. So I filmed a reel using this yesterday. This is the Lily by Red Love Beam Cheek Balm, and I ordered this from Stylevana. I'm on the hunt for, I guess, like a mauve, like neutrally mauve pale blush. This is not exactly what I wanted, but it's still a lovely colour. It's 03, and I think it's called Mood Rose, if I am correct. I applied it with my fingers in the reel that I filmed, and it worked really well. So it's creamy, but it still has like a grip to it. It's not like really like balmy to the point where it blends away. So it's a really, really nice shade. Basically, I'm just looking for something that will be like a slightly cool neutral that will go with a lot of looks and that I won't have to mix, because my problem is that a lot of cream or liquid blushes are too pigmented. So I always end up having to like water them down with like a liquid highlighter, which I don't mind. I have a few more blushes on the way from Yes Style that I ordered, and I do have another one here that I used during the week, which is quite nice. It's by the same brand that do that concealer trio, the same, and this is called Baby Lavender, and it's actually a really nice shade. It's so hard to find a like cream or liquid blush or even a powder that is that kind of neutral, slightly cool shade that works well on fair skin. So I think that's that. Maybe a touch more. You can never have enough blush, right? But this was so expensive. I think it was like, oh, I can't remember. It was less than a tenner anyway for this blush. And it's so nice. So it wasn't exactly the colour I wanted. I was hoping it would be a little bit cooler. I just find that the swatches for like Korean brands, they're just not exactly true to life. And then I'm just going to use my brush that I did the foundation with and just blend the edges of that blush so it's not too much. And I'm going to just go back in with my concealer sponge and just do that as well. So everything is kind of blended together quite seamlessly, hopefully. I don't know. I might add in some little fake freckles. I'm going to use the Maybelline Express Brow Pencil for this. I find a brow pencil is like one of the best ways to get fake freckles. I'm just enhancing the ones that I already have, like these ones around my nose. I'm just gonna like slightly add them back in, and I'm just gonna take a clean finger and pat them This probably seems ridiculous. I just find it kind of enhances the freckles that have been dulled down a little bit by whatever complexion product I'm using. I don't think I'm actually going to powder. I will set with a setting spray instead. This is the Urban Decay, again, the All Nighter Extra Glow. This was sent to me. Oh. And the last thing to do is lips, which I think I'm going to do the NARS lip. I did wear this new Romand one yesterday when I did this look first, and it's the Glassing Melting Balm in the shade Buffy Coral, and I have a reel on this which I filmed yesterday, so I will post that. I love this formula. If you like the idea of the YSL Candy Glaze, this is like a much cheaper version, and to be honest, like, it's just as nice, and I think the shades are actually better in this. But that shade Buffy Coral is really nice, kind of slightly cool, pale neutral, gorgeous shade. So I'm going to line my lips. So I got a couple of K-Beauty liners. I got the Romand Lip Mate Pencil and the Lily by Red Smiley Lip Blending Stick. So I'm going to do this one because this one is a little bit more pinky. Again, I have filmed reels trying these on, so you'll be able to see them up close. I'm going to just very slightly line my lips and then blend it out. It's quite creamy. It's actually almost the same colour as my lips. But very creamy. It just gives a little bit more definition, I suppose. It's not necessarily for colour. And then I'm going to use the one thing that I haven't tried yet, which is the NARS Afterglow Lip Balm. And this is the shade Orgasm, which I haven't tried this formula. I actually don't think I've even tried Orgasm Blush. The only blush from NARS that I've tried is a shade called Sin, which I had years ago, which was actually the first product I ever tried from NARS. So this is the, oh, it's really nice. It's like really like weighty. Oh, I don't know if this is going to be too pink. I'll give it a try. It might not work. I might have to change to something else, but it does look really nice. Like, look at that. It has the same kind of gold shimmer in it as the blush. Ooh, okay. That is very subtle. Oh, it feels so nice. My liner is a bit, oh, that's so, it's so buttery, creamy. Oh, that feels so nice. I actually quite like that. That's not really what I was expecting. It's lovely. That's really nice. I'm quite surprised. Yeah, it feels very balmy, very buttery, more like a lip butter than a lip balm, like a little bit more smooth, but very nice. Yeah, I think that's everything. Is it? I don't have a highlighter on, and I don't think I would bother with one because that cheek product is, it's a blush balm essentially. Will I add highlighter? Do you know what? I'm gonna add highlighter. Why not? I'm gonna do some of the Vive Skin Dew. This is like a small one that I got from, I got it in a set actually, but you can get this size on its own. So I'll just put a little bit on the back of my hand. This is such a nice balmy, slightly tinted highlighter. It's not, it's more about like texture than colour. That is it. And I'm gonna just put a tiny bit of that on because why not? Like, my cheeks are already quite glowy, especially because I haven't set anything. I mean, I wouldn't really set my cheeks anyway, but Hopefully you can see that I love Vive. I really think they're such a good brand. I haven't really tried any of their base like complexion concealer products, but I heard they're nice. But I just love this product, and I love the Skin Nova as well. They're like skincare primer thing. It's so nice. Tiny bit on my Cupid's bow, and I think that is it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm glad I did that. That is nice. Okay. That is a turnout. I mean, look, my eyes are very glittery, but it is quite a natural look in spite of my eyes. I like the liner. It's very subtle and just on the corners, really, really nice. That blush, I really like, love that color. I could probably put more on, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to put more on, but I could, but I'm not gonna. And the foundation has held up really well. Does that need to be blended? Can never blend too much. The foundation is, yeah, considering that I'm sweating, it looks really nice and natural. It's the perfect foundation to use under liquids and creams because it just kind of meshes really well with those kind of textures. Eyeshadow, maybe a little bit too much, but I like it. And the mascara I love. If you're looking for a waterproof mascara for the summer, this and the Clio Kill Lash Super Curling, I think it's called, or Volume Curling. Those are like bulletproof summer mascaras. They're so good. So I'm just gonna make sure everything is blended. I really like that. I think it's quite a nice look. I think all of those products are really nice. Pleasantly surprised by the NARS Afterglow Balm, considering that I didn't even know I had it until today. And it's really, really soft and buttery and creamy, and a really nice shade as well. Goes really well with that blush. The Refer brushes are just so good. Like, totally live up to the hype that I had built up in my head from seeing people talk about them. They're so, I mean, look at this. Look at this brush. I haven't used this one yet. This is the number 22. Like, that is just so nice. This is quite a natural look for me, despite the fact that there's glitter all over my eyes. But what I will say is I really liked everything, and it's nice to kind of talk through the products a little bit more. And I think the thing I find hard about doing a reel on Instagram or on TikTok or whatever is that it's so hard to get things across, and you have to edit out so much, and to get across how you feel about products in a caption is quite difficult. I think being able to see them applied in long form and see the mistakes and how we try to fix them. Case in point, I still have mascara on my eyelid, but it's okay. And just seeing how things work and how they perform in real time, I think is quite valuable, and it's something that I enjoy. I like seeing people trying out products, you know, for the first time, or just seeing how they perform. Yeah, I think that's quite a nice natural-ish makeup look, and hopefully you can see everything. It's really hard to tell because the lighting has kind of gone in and out because of the clouds and the sun and everything. I tried to film in natural light so that it's as true to life as possible. I also don't have any lights, so that's, you know, a big thing. I do have some more K-beauty products on their way to me from Yes Style because they had a big sale a few weeks ago and I made an order, so that should be arriving soon. And I would love to do like a full K-beauty video and kind of do a full face, because I think I have enough products where I could do like almost a full face of K-beauty products, because it's just something that I've been getting into a lot lately, and I've just been really loving trying all these new brands and new formulas and the techniques. It's just been so much fun. Everything is such good value and the formulas are great, and I just think like you can't go wrong with K-beauty products. I've been loving trying them out so much. Thank you so much for watching, and please do subscribe if you're not already, and leave me a comment. Let me know if you've tried any of these products and what you think, or if there's any of them that you would like to try. And if there's any videos you would like to see me do, let me know as well, because I would love to do videos that you want to see. Thank you very much again for watching, and I really hope that you got something from this, and I will see you next week with another video. Bye.